Second. I don't think you all could hear me. Good evening, carnivores, meat eaters, rebels, non meat eaters, everybody tuning in. Good evening.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. So glad you're here.
Wonderful, Mia. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Nice, nice. Is this our second or third? I think this is our third, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, we did the intro, and last week we had our
And
inaugural
last
30
week.
minute. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is our third. How are you?
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm on this amazing journey and I'm healing. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share.
Yeah, let me see what day is this. I don't have I apologize, y'all. I don't have the headings up. What is today? Today's the 25th.
Today is 25th.
Okay, so 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Day 41.
Day
I will
41.
let me put this up here for us. We started this together. Day 41. Did I spell that right? Boom.
Yes, day 41.
Before we get into the topic tonight, which is alcohol and carnivore and our experience with it, just what are you some just quick reflections just on day 41 so far, outside of the topic?
Wow, how much better I feel. How certain things are just getting better, like my headaches. I used to get a lot of headaches. And it just so happens every time that I was eating crappy, there were the headaches. And my backache is better. So just a lot of like inflammation going down. You can feel your body just feeling lighter. And not the scale kind of light, just lighter on the inside.
Okay. And we're coming to you all on our Facebook group as well as in Mia's Facebook page, One Leg No Carbs, her Facebook page, as well as our Facebook group. And I will put the link at the bottom. I'll put the link in the comments to our Facebook group so those catching on YouTube can join. I'll put it in the description as well. Please come join our Facebook group. Big things happen, especially next week for everybody catching the replay. So, are you ready to get into this?
Yes, I am. Yes.
All right, so I don't have labels, but I will create some. So, if you want to take the introduction while I do this.
Sure.
All right.
So, welcome everyone. So, I'm Mia, and of course, my awesome co-host is Trey.
Hello.
So, um, you're joining me and Trey, just to talk about, what we do, and how sometimes you just experiment with things and you get exactly what you thought would happen, and then some. So it's a journey, y'all. We're here to help, transform, people's mindsets, get their badass physique going, get their weight loss going if that's your goal, get physically fit and healthy. And this is for all our friends over 40.
All right. So, so we have a bunch of friends that are under 40 and a bunch that are like way over 40. So everybody's included in this. But our main focus is that age group 40 to 60, where we fall. We have a lot of friends that fall into this range and they just can't seem to get right health wise. They're on pills, medicines, just they don't feel as healthy as they used to. Their bodies are just starting to like get weird shape, and they just want to be overall be active, do things with their kids, do things with their grandkids, and just live, a healthier life. So I've got this queued up here. So we're gonna get into what we're talking about. We decided to have a drink at day 35.
Wouldn't you know it?
Uh,
Definitely an adventure.
yeah, it was all about stress and Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think it's what we consider just having one drink, on an awesome evening, watching some football and trying to just release some stress. Just go off with some fun. Just let it all go.
Yeah. Well, two things. The Steelers were playing. Y'all, everybody that knows me, coming from my old YouTube channel, family, friends, they know I've been a Steelers fan for what is this, 45 years now. So 3 years old, as far back as I can remember. I'm 48 now, y'all. And I just sold my trucking business. No more trucking fleet. It's all gone. And the stress of that was just wearing away on me. Moving on to new adventures. And Mia looked at me and was like, look, let's go out and watch the game. You're sitting there trying to watch it on your phone because we don't have TV. We don't have cable TV. And it wasn't on like regular broadcast TV. So Mia's like, let's go out.
I feel like the bad guy. I feel so bad because I did instigate that. I'm like, you know what? Gosh, he's so stressed. One drink. What'll it hurt? We've been doing so well. Our bodies are healing amazingly. Let's do it.
It,
So,
yeah, it was when we got there. We went to Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks here in San Antonio, one of them that we like to frequent. And as soon as we walk in, the happy hour menu is up there, $5 Long Islands. And yeah, why not? Let's try it out. The business is gone. And a balanced lifestyle. One drink couldn't be that bad. No, living your life is crucial. Live your best life, as they say.
right? It's amazing. Let's just you only live once, right? That's the saying. But I like sweet drinks. So I think I may have been better off with the Long Island, but Trey ordered me I forgot what the name of it was.
It was an Irish coffee.
An Irish coffee. So of course, I'm battling that sweet tooth. And anything sweet to me is heavenly. So I'm really working hard on it, y'all, and I am succeeding one no at a time.
Yeah,
Learning to replace it with other things. But there we go. We sat down, we were watching this game and we had the drink.
yeah.
And it was great.
The Steelers defense were playing amazing. And
Yes.
so before I even had the Long Island, hey, wow, look at this Hennessy fruit mango punch. Let me try this. And it was a big drink with a huge ice cube in the middle, like one of those
Barely
ball
no
ice
drink.
cubes. So I was like, you know what? That was nothing. Let me get this Long Island for $5. I took one sip of that Long Island and I was like, whoa, oh my God, I'm feeling this.
Yes. So I mean, yes.
Testing the
Yeah,
waters.
y'all, we are honest, y'all. We did it. And guess what? It was a great experiment.
Yeah, and we learned some lessons. Like our mindset, well, my mindset at least now is I'm not having another drink until I'm at my goal weight. Like when I'm between 185 and 190 is when I'll have my next drink.
I am right there behind you. Um, that's my goal, not to have any more drinks till my health is where it needs to be. Because to me, even though I have a weight goal, I know that that will go right along with all the healing that my body needs to do. So no more drinking, y'all. No more.
Definitely. And one thing that we like both of us, it was y'all. I've had that trucking business since 2019. COVID, running around. We traveled all around the country in that business in the truck. And one of the greatest years of my life. And Mia said she's. What did you say? You told me earlier about that year. What were you saying?
I was saying how wonderful it was that we went all over the US and Canada. I've never traveled so much.
Yeah.
It
So
was
it was.
amazing.
Yeah. It was bittersweet,
Yeah.
and to let it go for bigger and better things, kind of jabbed a little. So that moderation of okay, what is one drink? What is that saying? Everything in moderation.
And there I go being a bad influence. It's okay, honey. One drink. But no, it had
Yeah,
its consequences, y'all. Watch.
yeah.
Just hear. Just listen to this.
It did
Don't
because
don't fall for peer pressure, y'all.
Yeah, and it really did because we were on day 35 at that point, and we were really killing it health wise. Both of us feeling
Yeah.
great, working out, 6 times a week, and it did have an effect on that, which I'll get to later. But one thing that we've been able to fight off, especially with our friends, our circles, social influence. They've drank, and we've just looked at it, but like, no, I'll have a water. If it really came
Yeah.
down to it, I'll have a Coke Zero.
Yeah, or just a sparkling water. I love it. I love the sparkling water. No flavor. I mean, it's refreshing, it's amazing, and it makes you feel like you're in there, you know? You can
Yeah,
have it in a on a flute, like a champagne flute if you like, it just makes you feel like you're in there. Doesn't make your friends feel so awkward.
yeah, and no, we haven't had any problems with our friends. Some trash talk, some here and there. Oh, show me your results and stuff like this. It's not a sprint. This is more of a 10K to a marathon. We can
Journey.
we can turn it into a sprint. We can go there now. There's ways in which we can turn carnivore into a sprint, and we're going to get into that next week. How we can turn this lifestyle into a sprint. But for us and the majority of people that we want to help and influence, it's a 10K to a marathon.
We want this to be for the long run. This is not a gimmick, it's not a shortcut. It's not the in thing at the moment. It really works. It's healing beyond what I could believe. So that, I mean, makes all the difference in the world. I mean, I understand from being so addicted to sweets that that donut always calls your name. But if you change your mindset, and that's what we're working towards, complete change of mindset. I've heard testimonies, right, Trey, of people who, after a certain number of months, no sweets whatsoever, they can kick it because it's an addiction.
Yeah, and I think you were listening earlier. I think it was Laura Spaeth you were listening to, and she was talking about when the cravings kick in. Just grab a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero,
Yeah,
or drink some sparkling water with some lemon in it. Whatever you have to do to kill the craving. Don't something with some stevia. Anything you could do to keep from eating a donut. Are you
yeah. Oh no,
okay? You
are we
there?
back? Okay, yes, yes. I was
Okay.
saying shout out to Laura. Yeah, whatever you have to do to not, just don't give in. To not say, oh well, I let me just keep eating from here on. I'll do it again. I'll start again tomorrow. I'll start again Monday. No, just no.
And
Just
that's
nip
one of the
it.
biggest, yeah, that's one of the biggest things before we go into the next thing was that there wasn't an immediate effect or an immediate impact from drinking. I slept great that night. How about you?
I slept like a log. Yeah, I mean, I only had the one drink. But that night I slept really great. And then the next day, just feeling kind of the body aches and the
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
uncomfortableness. It's like,
Then
whoa.
that's our next topic here: inflammation, phantom pains, plantar fasciitis. You name it. There was about four more things that followed. Between the two of us, from three drinks, one for me, two for me.
Yeah.
And you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first. I think my list is shorter.
Go for it. You got it. You've got it. Now, what happened to you in the days following this drink?
Okay, so the next morning, like I said, that night I slept really great. The next morning, it was just the body ache. It just kind of like everything above my waist hurt, and then everything below my knees. So it was like instant inflammation, that pain that you feel that's hard to get up in the morning. So you get up and you truck through it, you drink your water, you keep trying to keep going, and you're like, dang, it was that drink. And it reminds you of why you're doing this so that you don't wake up and have days like that. And then that evening, um, I think it was that evening, was it in the middle of the night? I lose track of the timeline, Trey.
I it all became a blur after what happened to me the next 2 days later. But you can,
Okay. So I think it was that evening. I started having phantom pains. My phantom pains are so severe, they feel like being tased over and over again. And they happen sporadically. So, it's nothing that you expect. It's just a boo, here I am. Um, but it is definitely connected to whatever I ingest. It's connected to my gut health, and that drink was not helpful. So I've learned over time that it usually takes about 24 hours for things to get to that point where it gets my phantom pains going, and that was 2 days of torture a little bit.
Well,
But on to what happened to Trey.
well, I'll tell y'all this. Dr. Sean O'Mara, I came across him about a couple weeks ago, about a little into our carnivore journey, because he's big into sprints. I was a sprinter, like high school, like all the way from the age of like 6 years old on up. I've competed in junior Olympics. I ran track in college, track scholarship, the whole nine. And I got back into sprints. Carnivore, no alcohol, none of that bad stuff. Body doing great. I've been able to sprint, just really get it in. It was really like defining my body, really working out. And then 2 days after this alcohol, I decided, all right, got to get back out here, get my sprints in. After about, I was doing 75-yard sprints. I was doing 6 of them. After about the second of them, I felt a real pounding in my right heel. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I have a heel spur, heel pointer. And it just kept going. And by that evening, I was limping. Next morning, I couldn't walk. I'm rolling around in Mia's wheelchair for 2 days. I'm on crutches, had to switch over to a cane. I strained my plantar fasciitis. I had plantar fasciitis issues for 10 years, everybody. 10 years. In the Army, out the Army. Even, when I lost weight on keto and ketovore, prolonged fasting, I always had the pains because I never gave up alcohol. Never. On all those other ways of eating, I never gave it up. So plantar fasciitis was huge. And I strained it. Now I'm still limping around. A week later, I'm still limping around, actively rowing now and using the bands to work out, but I can't sprint. So I have to wait for that plantar, that tendon to heal up.
So tell us what else happened to you as a result.
I just remember this tendon. What else happened to me?
You started snoring again.
Oh, yes. You tell
Loud.
him. I don't know. You tell him.
Yes. I mean, I've been sleeping so much better. Guys, when you're used to something, even if it's not good, you just used to it. And I had said before that Trey has stopped snoring. And I thought he was gone. I had to like listen in and see, make sure he was breathing. But the day after actually is when you started snoring. After that drink, I guess it caused so much inflammation that he started snoring again loudly. And this has been it was 3 days. I've been sleeping like a baby because he's snoring, but it's not a good thing. So, eating more meat and cleansing the body just to
Yeah.
get back to where you are not snoring again. So where you're
And,
feeling better.
and it's crazy with 2 drinks. And I want to say what's going on
Sorry, y'all, my nose is itchy.
to carnivorous dude. And he says he struggles with drinking too. It was for me, like I had to give up. I had to give up smoking, use of edibles and THC. I had to give that up because selling the fleet, went back to being a truck driver myself. So I had to stop that. So right now, no alcohol, no weed, and just the Army gives me a prescription for Oxycontin or oxycodone, one of those oxys. I have a prescription of it, and I've got like 4 pill bottles. I haven't taken that in 3 or 4 years. I had to take an oxy.
Yeah,
The pain was
that
that
was rough.
severe.
It was rough just watching him having to use my crutches and having to use my wheelchair because he just could not walk was crazy. And he's still limping. He's still using the cane. Not as much. It's getting better, but it's getting better through the medicine of eating meat and not alcohol.
Yeah, one day, and it sucks. Carnivorous dude, bro. Man, I feel your pain because we were both, heavy social drinkers. We didn't, every week Mia would get shocks, and every weekend we'd go out and drink, spend the next week with shocks, eating crappy. And this is when we were doing prolonged fasting. This is when we were
Yeah,
doing ketovore. This is when we were doing keto. We would, go hard all week and then cheat on the weekends.
yeah. They're thinking that, okay, just it's a weekend. It's just one day of, just enjoying some friends and a little alcohol, But then I'd go back to having shocks and Trey would be in pain. And yeah, it's hard,
Yeah, it
but
said,
it's doable.
yeah, dirty
Let me
carnival for
rephrase
over a
that.
year.
It is doable. It is doable.
Yeah, carnivorous dude says he's been dirty carnivore for over a year. I
Yeah.
consider ketovore, dirty carnivore, and shout out to Paul Saladino. For those that don't know, we're alums. Paul Saladino went to the College of William and Mary. I went to the College of William and Mary. I'm a William and Mary grad as well. And Paul Saladino is more animal based, does honey and
And
fruits.
fruit.
Yeah, a lot of good tropical fruits because he's down there in Costa Rica, I believe. Shout out to my tribe alum. And shout out to my tribe alum last night, Mike Tomlin, who my Pittsburgh Steelers who won yesterday, another one of my William Mary alums. Uh, he, yeah, I can't do fruit, yo. I cannot. On ketovore, that was one thing. Like, Meal was better with it. I couldn't eat bananas. When we came off of full carnivore in like March and went back to ketovore, I could not do bananas. One banana, I was torn up.
It's amazing how if you just listen to your body, some things hit one person one way and doesn't hit the other person the other. Like I can drink cold coffee, whereas Trey, prefers, warm coffee. It hits his body different, and it just, yeah.
Mhm.
But you're right, carnivores do. Dirty is better than nothing. Um, like Trey was saying, this is not a race. This is this is stamina, this is endurance, this is, working through the ups and downs until you get there.
Yeah, and Paul does have a very active lifestyle. Being a surfer, he looks great. His
Okay.
body looks great. His supermarket videos are amazing. And Costa Rica is a beautiful place. Thank Uncle
Oh,
Sam for
beautiful.
sending me down there. But once I'm there, I'm gonna make a decision. Once that goal, how far dirty or how far in the ketovore I'll go. I mean, I like eating like this. The only fruits I can really tolerate now are maybe strawberries and blueberries. That's about it. And as far as what else does he eat? Honey. I
Honey,
yeah, I can't really do honey right now. I can't do it. It's too sweet for me. So maybe, just maybe, I'll reintroduce some berries, but that's about it.
um, I do good with certain fruit, but I'm really looking to heal right now. So I'm trying to, well, not trying to, I'm eating as clean as I can, except for that drink, yeah. I hold, I hold the L for that one. But yeah, no, I mean it's just a matter of what you're trying to achieve. So since I want the healing, and I don't do honey, I've never been a honey person. I think that's an individual thing. I think once you reach your goal, whether it's health or physique or both, then you decide what you reintroduce into your life.
Yeah, Vaughn Precision. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks. Subscribe to us.
Good
Join the
evening.
Facebook group. Glad you found us. Every Monday, one of us will be here every Monday, unless San Antonio gets like a hurricane or something, which is rare. We'll be here.
Well, it's been too warm for hurricanes, so I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
It's finally feeling better. It's finally feeling better.
We're out to
Uh,
triple digits and we're only in the high 90s now. Like, and
yes.
we're supposed to stay that way until mid-October. It's gonna be like 100. Oh wow, carnivorous dude. He saw you well, both of us on the 24-hour live with
Yes.
Carrie.
Yeah. It's an awesome, awesome thing that he's doing. We applaud you, Carrie, from, you
Homestead
know,
How.
Homestead How. And we are so glad that you and so many of us are spreading the word, just for health and well-being, longevity.
Yeah. And Arthur Raymond says ketovore. I've never heard that term. Strict carnivore, 23 days, 3 years of failed keto. We were in that boat. That's why
Yeah,
Arthur, I can't remember the guy's name. He was a guy, bodybuilder I follow on Facebook, and he had a carnivore challenge on January 1st. And keto and prolonged fasting, it failed us. And we did it. January 1st, we were there 33 days in, and that's when everything started going downhill with the trucking business. Two
yeah,
trucks broke down, and we just distressed, and we switched over to ketovore, and it didn't work. It was like, okay, this is just dirty carnivore keto. It didn't work, so we decided like we're going all in carnivore, and we're not going back, because this is the only thing we've been eating clean, somewhat clean, healthy since 2012, and
yeah.
it just nothing really helped us except carnivore in the way it has.
Definitely the way it has, because I mean, of course, if you're eating less junk and less processed foods, you feel better, which we did on keto and on ketovore. But you were still having the vegetables, so I was still having the gut issues, and so was Trey. You're still having, some skin issues because of the oxalates in the vegetables, and there's a host of things that are not there just eating carnivore.
Yeah, definitely carnivorous, dude. I think the link tree is on the YouTube or just the Facebook. Join it, reach out. Yeah, we'll definitely do a collab. I know Carrie wants to have Mia on, because Mia has, a condition that Dr. Baker is very interested in, her phantom pains. With him being an orthopedic surgeon, Carrie said he's really interested, in what carnivore has done for her phantom pains. Honestly, this is the only way of eating that's ever stopped her phantom pains.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Vaughn says, I gave up alcohol back in April. Now I just drink water and coffee.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
with you on the coffee. You and
I love coffee.
yeah. Reluctantly for the stress. The only reason Americano, Mia has me on Americanos. When I'm
Yeah,
stressed out, she'll look over at me doing business stuff, and she'll just bring me one. Knowing
yeah.
I don't need it, it's gonna mess with my stomach, but it brings if it wasn't for the coffee, I'd grab a donut or something like that. So
Yeah. Just a little way to mitigate. Sometimes you have to take a step back so that you don't have to, go back the whole route. So definitely lessons learned, and a lot of information, and I mean, from experience is where, and from the heart is where you can reach out to others that go through the same thing.
yeah, and you want to let everybody know about how you started following Carrie when he was doing homesteading?
I was I was very interested in homesteading, so I was following him and his family, his awesome family, and then I wanted to learn more about, how to have a farm someday and things like that. So I followed a few channels. His was one of them. Then one day I saw that he was doing carnivore, and it was like, whoa, wait a second, this is interesting. So like, and that was right after, like, right, the universe brings things together. That was right after we started our journey. So I was looking for information. I was looking for, and it just so happens that he had switched over to carnivore.
Hey, there you go. Like
That's
sparkling
my
water.
fave. Yeah,
There it
that's my
is.
fave. Yes.
And he is much hardcore now, but I'm catching up. Either Carrie, we talking about Paul. Both of them are. Carrie and Paul are really going hardcore. I saw a picture of Carrie today, and I was like, wow, he's really slimmed down. He's looking good.
He's looking very good. Yes. He's worked very hard at staying strict.
Yeah. Oh, my deepest condolences, carnivorous dude. That's tough.
I'm
That
sorry to
is
hear
rough.
that. Yeah.
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 I mean, honestly, if I didn't have Mia, I would have went down the rabbit hole too of like diving back into sweets and alcohol with how hard the business hit us. I know it's not like losing a family member,
No.
but it really hit me hard. And Mia can tell you that I was down in the dumps from having to give up, our trucking business, and so I completely understand.
Yeah, it was a struggle for him and I, but mostly for him as a man, you know. But you know what the great thing about it is that I really do believe that him eating carnivore kept his mind sharper, kept him from going down that, you know, emotional ride, you know, that would just, you know, put him in a state where we don't want him to be. So he's looking up, looking bright, and I really believe that it's eating carnivore.
And this is important right here. I admit I spoke of a post. I did a post last week on Facebook about this. Carnivorous dude found carnivore trying to help a family member. Both of us, carnivorous dude, you know, we're both, you know, mid Gen Xers. So we've got older family members and younger, unfortunately, who are really sick, suffering from conditions, and nobody wants to listen to us. They see us, and I'll tell you this, we looked like we were up in our 20s until about 5 years ago when we started the business, and people couldn't believe we were in our 40s, and we were looking great. We, you know, if you could see the pictures, you know, if you turn your camera off, how I had slimmed down. And if you could, yeah, you see what we look like
Yeah.
before and then when we were looking our best. And we had family members that would just look at us and, oh, you know, they would see how good we were doing. Oh, what are you doing? And this is during keto and fasting, and they
Yeah.
still wouldn't come along. And now we feel better. You know, we're not back to where we were at before, but we feel a whole lot better body wise, and they still won't listen to us. So it's rough.
It's rough and it's heartbreaking because you see those that you love the most, right? Those are the closest to you. And you see that they're going through health issues and pains, and you want to help so much, but you just come across as, you know, oh, the crazy mom, or, you know, the crazy auntie, or the crazy daughter. You know, oh, what are you talking about? You can't eat like that. That's not sustainable. Oh no, you're gonna die. You're gonna kill yourself. You know, so there's so many, and Trey says this, and I truly believe it. The only way that you can reach those people is through example, through doing it yourself, right, Trey?
Yeah. And I know we're running out of time here, y'all. You know, Monday nights, we're gonna get to a point where we can find a time we can go for about an hour. We really only have about 30 minutes to do these because of our schedules. But
We
I'm
are so
so,
grateful y'all are here. Thank
yeah,
you.
and especially carnivorous dude. We really have to talk because his story is, you know, so similar to ours.
Great
Because
story.
yeah, we haven't lost people that were really close, but we have lost extended family members from
Yeah.
health issues, and we have a couple now, especially we have family members that are in their late 70s and 80s that are, you know, we want them to be looking like Maggie, the 82-year-old
Yes.
farmer in Alberta who looks like she's 40.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, we'd rather our older family members look like that and be
And
able to move
she's,
around.
hey, I was gonna say that, and she moves so well. I mean, that's the goal, right? Once you're over a certain age, you want to move. You want to stay on the go. You know that that's how you're going to stay at your best.
Yeah. And so, like, as we close this out, y'all, I'm dropping the Facebook group in the comments, and I'll put it on in Mia's description for her YouTube channel. And I also, our link tree is there, so you can find her Mia's Instagram. She's going to create a new one because she switched niches, even though she's got a lot of followers. Like, switching niches just really doesn't work. We'll keep that one, but she's going to create a new Instagram,
Yeah.
carnivore health focused, and I have my carnivore Twitter and especially our Facebook group, and you'll find us here on this YouTube page. We're trying to get the word out for this as much as we can. And we're going to be bringing probably some non-carnivores in, people just looking to lose weight, people looking to get healthy. We're going to bring them
Healthy.
in to our Facebook group and just try to, you know, change some minds.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the game plan, right? To just change minds. Mindset is everything. Get you going to try to reach your goal. You know, like Carnivorous Dude said, you know, just one little bit at a time, right? You didn't say that specifically, but you meant by what you were saying. You know, sometimes you have to go with it. You know. Thank you so much, Carnivorous Dude. We're so happy you're here. So it's just a matter of spreading the word. I'm so passionate about this because I see not only myself, but in Trey, what it's doing for our health. You know, it's amazing. And I've heard so many testimonies. I'd love to have anyone who has any testimony, come up here and, we'll set it up, email us, and I'm sure, it would be amazing to hear your story, to hear what you have to say.
Definitely. And a couple more right here. Thank you so
Hi,
much, No
Renee.
Insanity. Renee joined. Thank you. And everybody else, our good friend Survival's uh Survival, he was one of the first one in here. He's been following me since my original YouTube. I did fasting. I had a fasting YouTube channel, and then I switched over. I got into a whole bunch of silliness on YouTube, areas, I should have stayed out of, because nutrition has been my life since 2012. And I got into areas I should have stayed in this area, but I'm glad I'm back. I'm glad I found Carnivores. Carnivorous Dude said his community is amazing. I'm glad I found it.
It is.
Yeah. Emilia, you want any last words before we close this out?
I'm just so grateful that, we are given this opportunity to share this information with you, to share our little experiments gone right, right? Because the whole point of it is to learn from it. So I think we definitely did that. I'm glad to be able to share it with you guys, and I want to, just keep going so that I can keep doing this. I can keep sharing the ups and downs and the wonderful successes, not just ours, but like I said, other people who are healing from this, so that we can reach those loved ones, someday.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely. And Carnivorous Dude, hit us up on an email, and maybe you could jump on an interview next week with
Yes.
one of us. One of us will definitely be here. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I bid you all a good evening.
Thank you.